Does this offend you? If it does, I can't help you with that. But it honestly doesn't offend me because it kind of makes me laugh because it is true. Because where Batman do you start with? Do you start with the Golden Age Batman? Do you start with the Silver Age Batman when Denny O'Neil, which is basically kind of soft reboot, taking it from less serious, like take less serious to more spy thriller stuff, infusing those Bond elements, Ra's al Ghul and what have you. Do you take Batman Year One, or do you go with the New 52? Do you go with Rebirth? Which Batman do you go with? Do you just ignore all that together and just go with the Justice League, DC animated universe, comics, whatever? Do you go with that? I guess whatever floats your boat. You can say that. Or manga, you have one artist usually slash writer. There are teams, but a lot of the time it is writer artist. And you have volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, da, 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 da. And they're usually between $12 and $15 each. And they're at 200 pages, whereas American comics now, and that's if you're not going back issue diving, you're talking $4 for 20 pages of full color. Sometimes they're actually only like 16, so it's between 16 and 24, so it's roughly 20 pages. So you are trading what? Wow, you get $4, 20 pages color, $12 to $15, 200 pages black and white. And it's by a singular creative team. How many comics you bought if you do buy comics on a regular basis where they switch out creative teams? Or the comics is canceled or whatever, rebooted, this, that, whatever. Because they, number one, issues sell. Because they cannot keep on a schedule. They cannot keep up going numbers. All they do them legacy number things. Like, this is like the fifth reboot, but we're using issue 382 or something like that. So we can get issue 400 and they'll probably just cancel it so they can reboot it again. And then, like, now it's issue 450 or what have you. That kind of gimmicky stuff, it works for Americans. I mean, it like the shiny thing in front of the child's face. I mean, that's basically what this is. I mean, they'd slap full covers on it if they probably can get their hands on that full stuff more rarely, like they probably did back in the day. They'll probably do that now, and slap a $10 price tag on it. People will pay for it because people are that dumb. And if that's what you like, hey, great. I mean, I know there's people like their balls getting stepped on, but these things are not going to be getting regular readers. Manga gets regular readers. Manga will get pretty much anybody in because you can find it anywhere. You can't find Spider-Man at your local Walmart. You can't find it at Target. You can find My Hero Academia. You can find One Piece at these places. You can't find it there. At one time, yeah, you had spinner racks, you had drugstores, you had BPs. I mean, after Hurricane Fran back in '96, I went to a BP. They had opened up. They had actually got fuel in, and they had actually opened up on the inside. They were running off a generator, and they had X-Men, part of the Onslaught, the where it was issue, I think it was issue 56, and it was X-Men number 56 is where Rogue and Joseph are on the cover tearing the face off of a Sentinel. But you could find stuff back then. This was 25 years ago now. You're not finding none of this stuff. You're not finding this stuff in common places. You can find Dogman pretty much every place that sells books. You can find Babysitter's Club's comics. These are comics. You might not want to admit them because they're not Spider-Man, but they're comics. Kids are reading comics probably more than they ever did 20 years ago. But this idea, kids are the important thing because you get them young. Wow, you got some bunch of 40-year-old, 50-year-old white guys, balding, wearing Hawaiian t-shirts, picking up the latest Spider-Man, like, oh, this is terrible. But I'm going to pick up the next issue because I got to be a completionist. You're part of the problem. But nobody wants to admit that because they don't want to go after their sacred whales. It's like, I get it. You don't want to push away your potential customers, but you have to understand if you're not getting the youth in there, getting the young ones coming in and picking up this stuff. Well, you hand these comics to them, like, yeah, they'll know all the Marvel movies and stuff they can watch anytime. They have instant access to it. You don't have instant access to the comics. The Marvel Limited app ain't no answer. A lot of people want physical, tangible stuff, like reading stuff on a screen all the time. Like, oh, come on. If it's like an updated weekly, like the strip, suck off of Webtoons or something along those lines, hey, fine. This is not the case here. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I still think that American comics in general, are superior. Depends on the format. And honestly, black and white, 200 pages. Though if I was making one, probably like 100 pages because I don't have the output to do 20 pages a week and probably kill myself over stress, and even my hand would probably just turn inside out and black hole would appear and suck me into it and just probably collapse in part of the time-space continuum. But at the end of the day, comics are reigning, just not the kind that most people like. So maybe if they were to move into getting singular writer artists that are fast and could do work pretty well, and farm it out, just do like we're firing all our American artists, we're bringing in the Japanese, we're bringing in scabs to go and do Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, just 20 pages each week with an unknown amount of inkers and fill-in artist or background artists, and we're just going to slam these comics out. We're getting this stuff out there, putting out their own versions of like Shonen Jump, like it's like DC whatever, DC Showcase. There you go, like 200 pages magazine each week. That's both print and digital. But what the shops will say, the shops. I feel bad. There's good shops, but they're only shrinking. For everyone that shows up, like 5 are gone. It seems like. So I mean, if you want a healthy industry, you can't just be focusing on whales. You got to diversify your food interests. Eat some kelp, eat some seaweed. So I don't even know what that means. It's hot. Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.